Regular visitors to this channel will know that I am not the biggest fan of social media. That doesn't mean, however, that I don't recognize that it occasionally has its uses. It can be a useful way to promote your photography and perhaps to help you earn a living, to stay up to date on your friends' photographic output, to keep tabs on what your fellow photographers are creating, or, a doom scroll for 90 minutes straight on the bog. No judgment here. The social media landscape never stands still, though, and as old platforms lose their shine, everyone's on the lookout for the next big thing, somewhere they can feel comfortable publishing their thoughts or art or questionable life choices. Recently, the pace of that evolution has accelerated, leading to an increase in interest in alternative microblogging platforms. One of those microblogging platforms is Bluesky, and it's seen a sharp uptick in interest as folks leave platforms like Twitter and Threads, looking for a new permanent home. Yes, photographers normally avoid blue skies, but this one could be the exception. Here's everything photographers need to know about getting started. Before we get going, I'd just like to say that I don't give a monkey's arse what your politics are and the reasoning behind the social media platforms you choose to use. Side note, nobody else cares either. If you're ideologically opposed to Blue Sky, then jog on, mate, because I don't give a shit. I just think it's a great new platform with big benefits for photographers, and that's why I'm making this video. I've been on Blue Sky since almost the very beginning. In fact, I was the 15,656th person to sign up back in early 2023 when it was very much a closed beta service. What can I tell you? I like being an early adopter. I wouldn't say I was that active on any social media these days, but I find Blue Sky a pleasing enough environment with a similar feel to pre-Nazi early Twitter, and with a supportive photography community sharing diverse imagery. I have no idea whether or not it's going to be the next big thing or a big fat Vero, but if you like the look of it and fancy bringing your photography to the platform, then I have some rock solid tips for you. When you sign up for Blue Sky, you get a username which looks something like andyhutchinson.bsky.social. While there's nothing wrong with keeping that, you can also use your own personal domain as your username. The main advantage of this, apart from looking like, your arse from your elbow, is that it uses your personal branding. It helps to promote your website. Every post, reply, and profile view puts your website front and center. My Blue Sky handle, for instance, is at andyhutchinson.com.au. If you'd like to use your own domain name too, here's how you do it. Just set up a brand new account on Blue Sky at my barefootgeek.me domain just to show you how this all works. Here is the Blue Sky homepage. We need to go into settings, accounts, and handle. And then we need to click on this button that says, I have my own domain. And then you enter your domain at the top of the screen here. And it's then going to generate the information you need to add to your domain record. So it's telling us we need to add a text record to the domain, which will create this domain record. So let me flick over to my domain management system. I use a thing called Direct Admin on mine. You'll probably have something called cPanel. It's basically the same. Once you've logged into your domain manager, you need to go to the zone editor in cPanel or DNS management in Direct Admin. Very simple process. Click Add Record. We know it's a text record. And I can flick back to this. Get the first part of this, the host AT photo. That goes in the front here. And then I go back and get the second part, which is the value. I'm going to copy that to the clipboard. And that goes in here. And it's as simple as that. And then I click the add button. and it will now have added that brand new record which you can see here. Once you've made the change, you can go back to your Blue Sky page and you can see this button here that says Verified DNS Record. It's just going to quickly poll your server looking for that record you just made, and when it finds it, you'll be good to go. So if I click Verified DNS Record now, you can see my domain has been verified and I can update to barefootgeek.me. And now if we go back to the profile, we will find that it has updated. I've no longer got that bsky.social as my handle. I'm now officially at barefootgeek.me. If you don't have access to a cPanel for your domain, then there is an alternative way of verifying that uses FTP instead. Click on the No DNS panel button to generate a text file. Upload that file to the root of your website and you're good to go. Like any platform built for sharing images, Bluesky has its own way of handling photographs. Understanding these quirks is essential for preserving your work at its best. Firstly, when you upload images to Bluesky, they automatically strip out the metadata. That means no EXIF, no location information, no camera settings preserved in the photo. That's obviously great for your privacy, but if you want to share technical details about your shots, you'll want to include them in your caption text. In terms of that text, you can say as much or as little as you want, but the photos that do well tend to have useful captions with a bit of backstory, but not necessarily technical info such as camera settings. In terms of exporting your shots, here are the best settings. One of the cool features of Bluesky is you can share multiple images in a single post. This makes it great for a photo sequence, different angles, or themed uploads. Think carefully about the order. That first image acts as your hook, while subsequent images need to maintain that interest. If you hate uploading, then Bluesky offers a number of integrations, including the popular Buffer automatic posting tool, which enables you to stack up months' worth of shots and post one a day, while you go out and take more beautiful imagery. It's supposed to be social media, of course, so using a platform like Bluesky shouldn't be a one-way process. It doesn't have to be a full-time job. Just remember to comment occasionally when a photo gives you cause to pause the scroll. The truth is, if you simply upload and expect the internet to break down the door and pour adoration at your feet, then you're going to be in for a long wait. The good news is that Bluesky has some interesting new twists on 1, being visible as a photographer, and 2, connecting with the right audience. Unlike some other platforms I could name, Bluesky lets you choose how you want your content delivered. This may come as a shock for folks who've subsisted on Facebook's hosepipe of fecal matter, where you have less than zero control over the shite that is sprayed in your direction. On Bluesky, the following feed shows photos in a chronological order from people you follow, while Discover mixes in content you may like. Side note, while those posts might be from people trying to sell you things, i.e. books, films, or hemorrhoid cream, there are no paid adverts. In terms of generating a bit of interest in your stuff, photos that generate discussion tend to get more visibility. The community is still growing, which means you can get in on the ground floor and help shape its culture. Comment on other photographers' work, share insights, and build genuine connections. The platform rewards authentic engagement over algorithmic gaming, which means that the kind of bots that destroy Instagram are of much less use here. Do try, however, to steer clear of the aggregating accounts that repost people's photos without permission or credit. You know the deal. They have handles like Amazing Earth or Incredible Wildlife. And adding them to your block list is good for the soul. Having a following and discover feed is hardly an innovation, but the custom feeds are quite cool. Think of these as curated channels, specifically for topics such as photography. You could follow feeds focused on genres like street photography, landscapes, or portraits, or things like specific countries. It's also possible to create your own feed, but at this stage, you need some decent coding and server skills to do so. You can find the pre-rolled feeds by hitting the hash symbol in the app. You can look for photography-related feeds in the Discover New Feeds and follow the ones that match your interests. Starter packs are like a curated gallery guide. They're Bluesky's rather unique way of helping photographers find their community and to help others find theirs. Starter packs are simply a batch of Bluesky accounts with a common theme, i.e., Australian photographers. The great thing is that there is no gatekeeping when it comes to starter packs. Anyone can make them, and they can be as wide-reaching or specialized as you like. If you like the look of a pack, then you can follow every account listed within with one click. Setting it up is straightforward. Go to your profile, click Starter Packs, hit Create, name and describe your pack, and select the accounts you want to include. Starter packs are a great way of instantly building a small community, and are a great way of also getting your own work out there. Since you're starting fresh on your Bluesky feed, you can begin on the right foot by following best practices. Yes, it sounds boring like some OH&S talk at work, but actually it genuinely helps with visibility and engagement. The first best practice you should embrace is making use of the alt tag when you upload a photograph. If you're not a web designer, you may be unfamiliar with the alt tag, but it's simply metadata originally created for search engine optimization purposes. It's stored with the photo and is used to describe the image for people with poor or no vision. As lovely as it is to be inclusive, there's a hidden side benefit to using alt tags, which is that it basically work like captions. That means that you effectively get two text blocks within which to describe your work. What I sometimes do is use the alt text to firstly describe the photo in a way that conveys it in plain English, but secondly lists any other interesting information such as camera, lens, settings, or perhaps location. That leaves the main text part of the post free for some interesting copy that will hopefully provoke a few conversations from people who are viewing your photo. In 2024/2025, we've realized too late that social media is a disastrous experiment in mass control, and there is 0% doubt that humanity would have been far better off had Zuckerberg never dreamt it up while he was rubbing one out over the Harvard classmates he was busy profiling back in 2004. And while it's very difficult to steer clear of the hate everything, mouth-frothing wankers banging against the crystalline walls of their self-imposed echo chambers, there are ways to enjoy a more sanitary experience on social media through the use of special feeds, liberal use of the follow button for photographers you like, and confident use of the block option to filter out wankers, spammers, thieving content aggregating accounts, the professionally offended and the chronically insufferable. Social media can almost feel civilized again. Almost. And that will do us for this little guide to Bluesky for photographers. If you sign up, it has the blazing shit show that is Facebook and Twitter put you off social media for this life and the next. Let me know in the comments section below. And if you have an account on Bluesky, drop your handle in the comments and I will seek you out. If you got value from this video, and the fact that you're still watching now would suggest that you did, and do please hit the old like button and consider subscribing for more photo, video and drone related content from what one YouTube commenter called the most overrated YouTube channel of them all. Till the next time, guys. Ta-ta.